So this will be my first time going live because it's Friday and I'm feeling a little bit bold. Hi. So yeah, I am Rainey from Oh So Simply. A lot of you know that. Normally on Fridays or Saturdays I release a new video for different nanny advice, helping you. Hi Angela. Hi Parker and Captain. Hi. So normally I start talking about how to start your business as a nanny, and this week has been kind of crazy for me, so I was like not really wanting to edit videos. But I do want to talk about something that I was just down the rabbit hole of Reddit, and I saw the same thing start coming up, and it was starting to like get to me, and so I was like, you know what? I don't want to edit a video. I have a topic that I want to talk about, so that's what I'm going to do. Also, if you want to chime in and chat with me at any point, feel free, because, you know, first time going live, feeling a little nervous over here. Hi, Savannah. So basically what I'm going to be talking about is, first of all, certifications. So I was recently watching a live that Nanny Shada did, and it came up talking about like how she's interested in becoming a doula and getting doula certified, and I've been thinking about becoming a doula and becoming a newborn care specialist. So I've been thinking about getting both of those certifications, and every time I start to think about it, I come back to, sorry, my husband just started my live, I think. Yeah, he just joined. Hi. Anyways, I could hear him because we live in a tiny house. But anyways, every time I think of getting certified, I realize that it doesn't usually make a difference. Like in my area, the education that you have and the certification that you have doesn't make as big of a difference as just being professional. So in my experience, like I do have a bachelor's degree in communications and a minor in child education, early childhood education and development. And when I tell families that, you know, it does get noted that I went to UW, it's like a well-known university, but a lot of times the reason after I start working there and like talk to them and ask them, you know, what made me different from other people, which I think is a great question to ask your nanny families, because it'll help you realize what's setting you aside from the competition, and then that's something that you can leverage when you're applying for jobs and interviewing. But a lot of times they just say that it was my sign language or the fact that I came with my contract and medical consent form, because what they want is baby sign, or they want to see how I'm going to be helping their child developmentally. So they don't actually care that I have the education to do it. They just want to know, like, what specifically are you going to bring to the table that someone else might not have or might not know how to, which for me is usually sign language, baby sign. And then also the other thing that they usually know about me or say that the reason they hired me over someone else is simply that I know the tax side of things, which usually stresses nanny families out, especially around the area that I live, which is PNW, Pacific Northwest. I'm in Washington State. It like freaks parents out to have to think about becoming household employee or employers. So when I say, oh, don't worry about it, I'm self-employed, it's not going to be a problem for you. Literally at the end of the year, you just give me a 1099, which is a form that tells you and the government and me how much you paid me. That's it, and the rest of it is on me. The stress that it takes off of them is crazy, and so they usually end up hiring me for that reason. Which brings me to an interesting point that someone made in one of the Reddit feeds that I commented about that on, which is that it is a very thin line between a W-2 nanny and a 1099 nanny. And for those of you who aren't in the States, W-2 nanny, sorry, my laptop's making noises at me. W-2 nanny is a household employee or domestic worker, and 1099 nanny is a self-employed or independent contracting nanny. And it is a thin line between being those kinds of nannies, because more often than not, a nanny comes in, the family sets the schedule, the family gives the list of responsibilities, the family gives you all of the information and acts like your boss. And in that situation, you would be a domestic employee. You would be working for them. But then there's the other nannies, and you have to have a little bit more guts, you have to be a little more confident. They're the nannies that come in and tell the family, this is when I'm willing to show up for work. if I don't feel like coming to work, which is not very usual and I don't recommend it, but you have the right as a self-employed nanny to say, if I don't feel like coming in or if I get sick, I will find coverage for you. I will send another nanny that is reputable or that you meet in advance to you. So there's that. And you basically call the shots as the nanny and as a self-employed nanny. I love being a self-employed nanny. I have been for 5 of the 7 years that I've been nannying, and I adore it. I love being able to call the shots. I love being able to come in, and I love taking that stress off of the parents, because just because I'm calling the shots doesn't mean I don't consider them. The same way that your employer considers your availability, you consider them and what they need. So I may say I don't work weekends, but if they really need someone Saturday afternoon, I might be willing to say, okay, well, I'll work Saturday afternoon. That's totally fine. You know, I can do that. But if I choose to say no, there's no repercussions coming back on me for that, other than maybe them not being too happy about it. But that's a whole setting boundaries thing, which is a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. But anyways, so there is a very thin line between being a W-2 nanny and a 1099 nanny, but it basically comes down to, hi Kenya. It basically, my little cousin Kenya just popped in, basically comes down to who's calling the shots. So yeah, I just think that that is the biggest thing that sets me apart from other nannies, and it's the biggest thing that I encourage starting nannies to do, is to be self-employed and be able to call the shots and be confident enough in setting your boundaries, because when you do that, it usually ends up setting you apart from other nannies, more so than being certified in something. Because too, when you think about it, being certified as a newborn care specialist or as a doula, it really only applies for a certain amount of time, developmentally for the baby. So once they're out of that stage, your certification is almost kind of null and void for that family. And a lot of families are school-aged kids. Like a lot of the families that I've nannied for, I have nannied for a lot of babies as well, but I've nannied for school-aged kids where being newborn care specialist, that wouldn't matter for that family. So I think that there is that balance there in being certified in something, and it actually, like, I don't think that it elevates your career as much as being professional. Which I will say that I am totally for continual education. I completely suggest keeping up with the latest techniques for breastfeeding and things that you as a nanny don't necessarily do, but that you could have the information and be a resource for the family that you're working with. So having a doula certificate or having a newborn care specialist class under your belt, I think is really useful, because you have then the knowledge and know-how to share with your nanny family. But I don't think that it's something that will just launch you into the next level of your nanny career as much as people make it sound. Hey, I can even see little Kenya walking around outside. Anyways, we live on the same property. But anyways, so yeah, certifications, they kind of drive me nuts because everyone puts a lot of emphasis on them. And some parents do heavily put emphasis on newborn care specialist, NCS certifications and doula certifications when they're first-time parents or when they have babies coming, because for them it is an extra level of comfort knowing that you have that background and knowledge and experience. But more often than not, especially in our area, I notice that it's about experience and professionalism, and being able to have that information and knowledge, whether or not you have the certificate, is of more value to the families around here. So there's that. Let's see, I wasn't really planning, like I said, to go live. I just kind of did it because I had the guts finally. I've been told to do this for a while, and I don't know, it's odd because I like know that you're there, but I'm here still. Anyways, I'll get over it eventually. Oh man, my laptop is making a ton of sounds and it's just starting to drive me nuts. Anyways, oh yeah, so that I wanted to mention that The contract that I use and the medical consent form that I use is actually on sale on Etsy. It's 20% off for the end of the year because a lot of nannies are going to be starting their new year. They want to start a new job, and just if they've not been doing things right tax-wise, then starting fresh in January is perfect and ideal. So it's going to be 20% off for the rest of the month until January 1st. Well, December 31st at midnight. But it'll be 20% off over on Etsy. And I have the contract over there, which is I do have a W-2 contract and I have a 1099 contract. So either way you want to go, it's over there and you can edit it. It's like a docs file, so you can open it up a bunch of different ways to edit it. And then I also have the daily module logs over there, which are perfect for being able to leave right after your shift ends and not have to like give them, the 20-minute conversation update. And then I have it comes with an activity log and a meal planner and all of that in the Complete Nanny Binder packet, which is also 20% off. And honestly, that is still kind of a steal of a price. Shada's been talking to me about upping the rate. Nanny Shars has been talking to me about upping the rate on that, and the price. And I'm just like, oh, maybe I should, but honestly, for the end of the year, just snag it while you can, because I'm sure that by next year I'll have more sense and it'll be more expensive. But anyways, so yeah, thanks for watching. If any of you want to join the live and say hi, you're more than welcome to. Or if you have any questions, you can comment them and I can talk about them really quick while I'm on here. But otherwise, I post every Friday or Saturday. But I say by Saturday. I post by Saturday. Here on Instagram, and then they slowly trickle their way out to the YouTube world. Oh, and if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to me on YouTube. I'm hoping to start shifting more over to YouTube because, yeah, it's easier. I don't use a lot of lives, so, Instagram, that's kind of its thing. Yeah, Oh! Hi, Sarah! I was just wrapping up. I was actually just talking about the difference kind of between W-2 and a 1099 nanny and how to get started in that. And we were talking a little bit about how I don't think that getting certified in different small things of nannying, like NCS or doula or things like that, I don't think it makes a huge impact in getting hired. So if you don't have those certifications right off the bat, don't worry about it, and they don't typically skyrocket your career, or launch it. But it is good information to have and knowledge to have, but it's not, I don't consider it required, But anyways, so yeah, I guess that's it. Thanks for watching. And yeah, I will save this down below. Oh, hey! I see nanny announcements just joined too. I feel kind of bad getting off now, people are showing up, but also, I don't know what else to say. So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below and I will be answering them all day, and probably still be lost in the Reddit dark hole, because that is what I've been reading all day, is lots of stuff on Reddit. Also, oh my word, you guys, before I forget, I saw this thing on Reddit today. It blew my mind. And maybe it's just because I've been thinking about what activities to do with little ones while they're still in the house, but anyways, I was like, that's genius. This mom, she was like, I don't want to put my kid in front of the TV anymore, so she just said that she, as one of her activities, her kid is 3 and she's really into cooking right now with her little, kitchenette. And so her mom made a recipe book of she took her toys and sketched out ingredients, combinations of her food toys, and those were her recipes, and so she can make different things and bring them. But I thought, oh my word, that's so smart, because you're matching your colors, you're matching your shapes, and then she's making these little, and it takes longer because it's not just her creativity where she's throwing some of this in and a dash of this block and 4 of those circles. It's she actually has to follow the recipe, so it's helping her follow rules or like a lesson or a list, and I was just like, oh, mind blown. Anyways, so sharing that idea because I thought it was genius. So yeah, I'm like, I might have to do that for one of my little kids next time, because all about the cooking. Yeah, that's what I thought. It was such a cool idea. Good idea. Anyways, so yeah, if you guys have any, also if you have any activity ideas for little ones, I'm starting to kind of run out of them. I had a Pinterest board full of them before, and I was getting overwhelmed with that because, you know, Pinterest. But I'm thinking of simple things, like I did a whisk pom-pom where you like stuff the whisk full of poms and you give it to a baby or a toddler and they try to like shake them all out, and that is really fun and also just kind of funny to watch them do. And with babies, they'll try to like grab them to get that fine motor skill going. But those kinds of super simple projects that take like two things, one of which you already have because a whisk in your kitchen, but also like palms, every kid has those, I feel like, in your arts box. So yeah, if you guys have any like suggestions for activities like that, that'd be swell, because I'm starting to run out of ideas, and I feel like we all are, and I feel like we all need them, because winter is upon us, you guys. It was frosty today. I mean, it's been frosty like all week, but this morning it was like really frosty here. And I know it's already snowing in certain areas, so, which is crazy to me. But anyways, winter's upon us, and we're about to be stuck in the house with these little ones, so we need to know what to do with them. So if you have any suggestions, feel free to leave those below in the comments as well, because I'm looking. Otherwise, I will see you guys later. I don't really have anything else to talk about. If you want to, I'm going to save this to do a replay if I can figure out how to save this, because like I said, first time doing a live. We'll see how this goes. But if I can save it, then I will, and I will add it below so that you guys can comment on it later. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I saw that. My husband is being super supportive. Oh yeah, well, oh, hi Jessie. Oh, Jess is Jamboree. Got it. Sorry. Hi. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, random fun facts about me, because I'm just, you know, rambling. I feel like I miss people today. Like, I needed people today in my life. I'm getting a little stir crazy. Anyways, for those of you who didn't know, fun fact about me is that I live in a tiny house. I mentioned this on a live with Angela, Ask the Nanny, and it kind of went crazy. Like, the comments started talking about tiny house and tiny living, which if you guys ever have questions about that, definitely feel free to ask. Like, I love talking about tiny houses. Aside from kids, it's like my dream. But anyways, we live in a tiny house. It is a 200 square foot tiny house, and it is so fun, but it also means that my husband is like constantly around. And so he's actually like in the live and like, oh, did you see so and so commented, like trying to help me out. So being super sweet and helpful. But anyways, yes, I can see all the comments, and I really appreciate you guys staying and hanging out with me and seeing what's going on. But I will have this replay. We talked briefly about contracts and the difference between W-2 and 1099 nannies, self-employed versus household employee nannies, and we talked about how I don't really feel like certifications skyrocket you into the next level of your nanny career as much as people would like them to, but they are really good knowledge to have. And also, just as a fun fact and announcement, is that I will be having some really great interviews coming up. I'm super excited. I can't tell you who all of the special guests are, and actually I'm guesting on a lot of them, but then I always edit the videos and put them over here for you guys anyways. But one person I can tell you about that I'm super excited is the name literally just left me. She's a doula I just met, and I was super excited to meet her. It starts with a B. It's a place in London. If you guys know who I'm talking about, help me out, please. I think it's the Birmingham doula. Ooh, I don't know why her Instagram name just left me. Anyways, she's super sweet. And we will be doing an interview, which I will be posting here. And then also my interview with Sarah Fannin. I'm so annoyed. Oh, her last name's not Fannin anymore. My bad. Sarah Pyland. She's my best friend, and she got married and anyways changed her last name, so I always forget. But she is of Happy Camper Coaching, which I absolutely, first of all, love the name, Happy Camper Coaching. So cute. But she's a health coach, and so we did an interview all about business women and being confident and being a confident entrepreneur, and how the way that we see and view ourselves and feel about ourselves personally really influences our business life, and like the success of our business, like how many people will actually hire us based on our confidence alone. And we talked about that, and then I lost the interview. Like, I don't know what happened to the recording, and I'm super upset about it, but I lost it. So her and I will be re-recording it on Monday, so I will have that for you guys next Friday. So not today, but next week, Friday. I'll have that interview up for you guys. It is going to be so good. I love her podcast, Confidence and Cocktails. She has it up on Spotify. It's on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, I think. It's in a bunch of places, but I love it. Confidence and Cocktails. So good. And she always gives you a cocktail recipe at the beginning of the show, which you can make mocktail if drinking's not your thing, but I'm always down. So there's that. And yeah, I don't think there's any other announcements. Oh, and I did actually open up Nanny Mentor slots. I don't have a calendar anywhere. I was planning on putting one up, and then I got kind of hesitant because, I don't know, just like, I like talking to people before they schedule one, because honestly, sometimes it's just like a one-off question, and I don't feel like you should have to pay for me to answer that. So if you have a one-off question, just DM me. But I will be opening Nanny Mentor slots, and yeah, I have 30-minute ones and hour ones, and you can DM me if you're interested in talking about how to get started, and if you have any tax questions, which I will also be coming out with a tax with me video. Yeah, but now I'm just talking, so I'm gonna go. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.